Yeah, seriously, I lost $250,000, man. She took almost everything. Sold my house 40,000 under. I had a 4 bedroom pool.
Married, I lost $500,000.
My house is almost paid off, man. And goes and sells it. But anyway, yeah, I go file for. I get it. I went to jail for 6 months for trying to call my own kids last summer.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
I had contradictory orders saying I could call them from the family court judge. The judge, Linda Marquis, pregnant female judge, looks like my ex. Gave her everything, man. I ended up, I ended up going and getting put in. As soon as I get put in, she breaks in the house, steals everything I have, and that's what I'm looking for too. Is like a civil constitutional attorney.
And his attorney commits suicide on top of it.
Yeah, right before the trial, that it happened.
It's like fucking. It's like a soap opera. This is a.
Well, I'll give you a quick rundown because I don't want to take up too much time, and I got to get going here in a little bit. But man, yeah, I had my kids every weekend for a year. I go to court, my attorney didn't show up. Tell the judge, hey, let's push it off. Didn't do it.
Well, let me ask you a question. What is why were you in court the other day? Was it a status check?
I was in court today yesterday morning for 9 felony charges. No, it's prelim. Judge.
What happened? Was
Judge Mark
continued.
Yeah, they're just gonna continue the case. It was 3 counts of burglary, 3 counts. Huh? I think it's set for arraignment or something now.
They didn't do it yesterday. No, I mean.
No, so
wait.
It was a prelim trial. Yeah.
They found you over there?
You waived up, or the prelim went forward.
The prelim went forward, and they had 3 witnesses. They had the police guy that did a search warrant on my house for a letter from my counselor. And I'm facing 9 felony counts for a letter from my counselor with a sentence on it. And it also says, as I don't believe Mr. McDonald be a harm to himself or others. They give me 3 counts of burglary, 3 counts of forgery, 3 counts of filing a fictitious document, just for filing a family court document, trying to get my kids back.
Now, be honest with them about the part where now they put.
I met with my therapist, and I was going to therapist to say, oh look, I'm doing whatever I can to get my kids, He
essentially he said that, but he didn't.
She said I said, can you please write a letter for my kid? I have a court date coming up.
But she said that verbally.
She said, yeah. I asked her, could you put this sentence on here that I'm not harming myself or my kids? The judge said in court, I'm going to protect your children and your ex from you, and you keep me up at night and all this shit, right? So can you put this in there? And she said, yeah, sure. Her secretary walks out, comes back with a letter. I get the letter. All right, thank you. And hey, you forgot to add this sentence. And then she says, I have to go to. I have another client. So I was like, all right, don't worry about it. Trial's coming up, and I'm reviewing the video. I'm like, crap, I need to have that sentence on there. I was like, hey, I need to get the letter rewritten. She's like, okay, I can't do it right now. And then
she said she would.
She said she would write it. Yeah, and then I might have ended up writing that sentence in there. Yeah. And then I filed it, and then they're trying to say, and then look, I shouldn't
have. What's the difference if she said it verbally and said she was going to do it?
It's not a fraud upon the court, and that's what forgery is, or forgery is an intent to fraud.
You know what I would say is that my argument there there's a few arguments, but I would say it's not, so for a thing to be like a fraud, it has to be that the change to the document has to be material and with the intent to deceive. Now, you can argue one way or the other. Either it's not material because it's not the change.
Yeah.
Is not material since the change was intended to be written down there. Or it's not with the intent to deceive because you reasonably understood that to be the actual meaning of it, and you were simply correcting. Think about it this way:
it was a clerical error. It was. It wasn't.
If they wrote the wrong name on there, if you crossed out the name and put your name, because they use work from a form. So if you replaced your name, now could they say it was a forgery? Under their analysis, you'd say maybe yes, because you could say under their analysis, say that. It is material because the person's name is important.
Yeah.
It's with the intent to deceive because you wanted to completely change the name. So, whereas it said this, it was supposed to say that it did in fact say a completely different name, signifying a completely different person.
Yeah.
But then again, so that argument would seem to fail on its face because
And then burglary is to enter a dwelling with the intent to commit a felony. No, I was trying to get my kids back. Filing a fictitious document. No, it was the actual document. There may be something added to it, but it was approved. It was discussed. It was
If you're even if she says she didn't really intend to do it, that she was just blowing you off.
Yeah.
Your intent would be to fix what appeared to be an error.
Yeah.
And so therefore, you wouldn't have the intent to deceive.
Yeah. So that's where the case is at right now, and now it's going to go to.
Is she going to say now? Is she going to agree? Is she take your side if she gets
Well, no, Tobias and they put the counsel up there. She said, yeah, I didn't approve or say that he could add that, but we talked about it. It was on there.
Wait a minute. She said we talked. She said we talked about it. Did she say we talked about it and I agreed?
Yeah, she did, and she said I agree. I agreed to that.
That gets found over.
Yeah, and it still got and Tobias said, "Oh, you shouldn't be running for office. We don't want people forging documents and running for office." Then she also said something. I mean, she had some malicious prosecution is one of the things that.
Yours was the prelim that was going when I walked in.
Yeah, it was. You were like, she's like, we're gonna go drag him out or something. They're trying to wait.
Oh,
but yes,
there's some
with the rock star dude.
I'll tell you, there's a little something. Well, I guess you're not in that court anymore, so it doesn't matter. Well,
where does it
something
go?
I can tell you about.
What, Tobias?
Yeah.
She's under ethics violations. She's actually went to law school with Marquis. My uncle's Judge Bonaventure. He did the Binions trial or whatever.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh,
my cousins.
You say a lot of stuff, Marcel. If I remember 90% of it, I still am probably missing some stuff because you just got a lot of information.
Yeah. My cousin's the chief judge over there, Joe Max, and my cousin Sonny, and but I've been getting fucked with like Marquis' secretary.
The Bonaventure judges are always good judges.
Yeah.
I always got senior. He's one of my favorites. I like the yelling. I just love it.
Well, I wish I would have went to law school, man, because I had no concept of law. I stayed out of trouble. I used to work for the city. I did business licensing and planning.
Does she know that? Does she know that?
Marquis
no.
knows?
What? I think Marquis knows I was working in the city. Oh, Bonaventure, yeah, she does. And there's some kind of bad blood there. Her secretary has the same secretary as my uncle and my cousin. She was also the same judge as my parents at the same time. She fucked over my family. But there's some kind of I don't know if she prosecuted in front of him or something. But there's some kind of bad blood between them, Marquis, and my family or something.
Is there really?
But yeah, I could prove Connie Domingo is her secretary.
Which department it tracked up to?
Huh?
Which district court judge you got?
What district? The family court judge or Tobiason's?
After
District
when
10?
found over, I mean, it might show.
So who does it go over after the plea?
It goes up to the felony court.
Yeah, it's a random assignment.
Okay, so it does go different.
Yeah.
So I won't have Tobias anymore.
No.
Thank God. All right. And then Goodman, I have in the wiretapping chases, they got transferred over too. So what happens now? You have to does it go to?
Go into district court and they set calendar call date and trial date in the department, whatever department it gets randomly tracked.
So it gets put into another judge.
Yeah, district court.
I mean, to take something like this to trial is asinine, man. But they're really trying to get me felony charges that prevent me from running for office, But yeah, it's a crazy freaking. I got a $100,000 bill. I got thrown in jail. My uncle was running for governor. He went and bailed me out for $100,000.
How come it did? I mean,
Well, he got Gary.
the family name
Yeah.
shouldn't that get you?
I'm right. You think so, but
Dude, introduce him to Gary. Introduce him to Gary.
yeah. But dude, it is bullshit, man. I've been getting fucked with like crazy. But yeah, you think the Bonaventure name might, and I'm not gonna sit there and say, hey, I'm,
I don't.
But I
personally, I didn't know any lawyers until I went to law school, and then I didn't like them.
yeah.
Really, so I don't have any I'm a lot of guys do like second or third generation.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not really involved.
Well, the politics and the legal community here are really small, man. I mean, everybody knows each other, I guess. My case has been it's like a laughing stock. They've been fucking with me like crazy. Sell my house, to give her everything. I mean, not to let me see my kids for almost 2 years. It's soul ripping, man. I'm a good dad. I love my kids. I've never hurt my ex or I even got my ex baited me to go to her parents. Said, come pick up the kids. I'm not there. I show up. She's there. Calls the cops on me. I leave with my daughter. Won't give my son. Cops call me.
She
Say
text you that, or she just said it?
she texts me. I have proof of it, saying come over.
So what happened?
I go to court. I go to court because the cops say you violated protective order, and she said you pushed her. I go to court on it. Judge Almasi goes and she was also friends with Marquis. Gives me 170 days for a phone call where she called me from an unknown number saying, "Give me more money, I'll let you talk to the kids." I call her back. She says, "I'm recording it." I said, "I don't consent," and they use that as evidence against me. 170 days in jail, 25 days for domestic violence battery, 25 days for going to her parents' house, 52 domestic violence classes, GPS monitoring for 6 months. As soon as I get out of jail last summer, I go to Washington, D.C., and I go to the Million Parent March, and I lobby in Congress for a bill called HJ 121. It's a constitutional amendment for equal parenting. So many people are being fucked with this system, man. And family court's a $70 billion industry, you know?
75.
Yeah, that's one of the issues. I've actually gotten I actually got more in recent times more interested in politics, particularly like men's rights type of issues.
Dude, we should have a set standard of equality. Right now, it's a presumption. You're still guilty till proven innocent. So
well, think about this. Historically,